there. Your Jets got a tackle. Me and him were on FaceTime for like the first, I think, 20 picks almost. And I was like, y'all should really go Jerry Jeudy at receiver.
I really just need to start getting somebody to record me when the Raiders make a selection because I be doing viral ass shit and nobody gets it. And this is really like the 10th year.
Like when they drafted Amari Cooper and me and you snapped in the newsroom and Jody was like, shut up. That was the funniest shit.
That wasn't me.
Okay, it was mostly me.
I don't think that was me.
It was mostly me.
Because I wanted Cooper.
I wanted Leonard Williams.
Yeah, I wanted Williams or Cooper. I actually wrote that they should have taken Williams over Cooper.
Fuck yeah, or something like that. Like something both happened. It was equally
I think I was happy and I was like, fuck yeah.
And I was like, I didn't fuck it bullshit. Up. I was like, who's throwing to him?
Bro, last year with Farrell was the worst. That was the worst, bro. Like people were stopping in traffic looking at me because I was fucking flipping out. And this time around, like my brother and my girlfriend were just like looking at me like, "What's wrong with this guy?" I'm like, I was just like, "Why do we always do this shit?" I was actually playing Xbox. I was actually playing Xbox at the time, so whoever I was playing with probably heard me say, "Why the fuck do we always do this shit? Why do we always have to be smarter than everyone?"
How are you being smarter by drafting the person who's not the best player in the position? It's like,
I mean, it's all hindsight, right? Because if he would have
hindsight, no, it's not.
But I'm just saying, if Ruggs would have went,
clearly didn't want Clelin Ferrell over Montez Sweat.
If Ruggs would have went 13 to the 49ers or 15 to the Broncos before anybody else, he's a scheme fit, though.
That's why I'm not mad that he went 12th. He was gonna not get out of hell. Jeudy almost got to 19. I know.
That's what I'm saying. One of them was going to be available at 19.
So and
worst case scenario, Justin Jefferson was going to be there at 19, which I would have been happy with.
I thought Lamb was going to the Dolphins because I'm like, shit, Devontae Parker, or CD Lamb.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a combination. But I guess they got enough down there. With Tua, I think they got Jackson out of USC as the tackle, right?
Yep.
So they got a young nucleus that they're building around. But I think the Chargers, they made a gutsy call going for Herbert. I would have went Isaiah Simmons and said, hey, Mahomes, suck it. Because we're going to put Simmons on Travis Kelce and then just let Derwin James roam wherever, and you're never going to know who's blitzing, when they're coming. Like, that's what I would have done.
You just do ridiculous ass shit though.
No.
Like you're that
me what?
You're that recruiter who would go and get like 5-star running backs. Like
turn one of them into a linebacker
and have a bunch of 3-star receivers, and it's like,
no, I wouldn't,
bruh.
Like,
you'd be like, yeah, I'm just trying to load up on strengths.
No, see, here's
what I do. Yeah, you do. No, you load up on strengths. Like,
I load up on receivers.
You'll be like, oh, this team has a Pro Bowl running back. No. I don't care. I'm gonna mock a first round running back to them, or I'll be like,
I was joking that one time, bro.
Just saying. In general, that's your philosophy on football. It's like you
build strength on strength.
You'll double up
on running back.
You'll double up on talent, even if it's at the same position.
Nah, if I'm the Packers, I wouldn't take a running back because you have Aaron Jones.
But I'm just saying, in general, you're not afraid to take the best player available. Yeah, even if it's at a position that you really don't fucking need.
Is the guy I'm drafting better than the guy I have? Oh, guess what? Your ass is going to play another position or trade.
But even in that case, you'll still do it.
Like if I had 2 All-Pro corners and I draft another corner,
yeah, you would do some shit like that. You would definitely do some shit like that.
The oldest one is moving his ass to safety. Guess what?
Like that.
If I have Champ Bailey and like 2 other good corners, hey Champ, you want to play free safety? Oh, we weren't asking. We're telling you to play free safety. You can keep your contract, but you're playing free safety. That's what I'm saying. Like Isaiah Simmons, I wouldn't put him at middle linebacker, but you got to remember the Chargers have Perriman, who's injury prone, Nwosu, and I forget who the third guy is.
Kazir White.
Yeah, because Kazir White's so much better than Isaiah Simmons.
He's not, but
if you put him on that defense, just tell me. Just look at that Chargers defense and how it's built. You're telling me with Derwin James back there and Isaiah Simmons and the fact that they could still take corner and Casey Hayward.
We've been talking about this Chargers pick for like 3 months, and I'm over it because it's the same argument. You've been saying that same thing, and I've been telling you the same thing.
The Chargers
don't want to be in the top 10 again to have to get a quarterback. They had one fall into their lap.
They could have traded up.
They had to take it. That was it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but I don't know what the hell the Giants were thinking taking Thomas first. Yeah, he was great at left and right tackle, but at that point at 4, no one was going to take him at 4. So why didn't you just trade down? If I was them, I would have traded down. If I'm the Giants. I don't think anyone was in danger.
I don't think there was
of taking Andrew Thomas.
I don't
first.
think there was really any interest in those top picks.
4,
and that's what I wanted to talk about. Is I don't know if it's a situation where, like, the media wasn't able to spread as much like misinformation as they normally would because they don't have the same sort of access to all these players as scouts because it's remote first kind of setting. Or if it's a situation to where like the other scouts and front offices couldn't get around each other and like put those inroads to making trade deals and build that sort of groupthink that we normally see because
I think more guys just went with their gut.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. To summarize what you're saying.
It's like there. I don't feel like the media was as wrong as people thought they were, but I definitely think that the order of prospects like was probably really different
like Trey Wingo
for a lot of different teams.
Like when Trey Wingo said, right position, wrong player, when the Raiders drafted Ruggs. Some of those guys, those draft pundits,
something
be dead
like
ass
that,
wrong.
Something like that, but overall, what I'm saying is the number one receiver on each team's board or the number one receiver on corner was totally different. More so this year than any other year.
Dallas getting CeeDee Lamb is still crazy to me. Because he's honestly just a better version of Dez Bryant. And faster.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were comparing him to. But yeah, just overall, because not only did we not see a trade until late, but we didn't really see any like major surprises until what?
The Raiders pick, honestly. That was the worst pick of the first round.
Even that.
That was the worst pick of the first round.
Even that though wasn't like that outrageous because
that was outrageous.
A lot of people predicted that they would do that based off the fact that the Raiders love speed.
No one had him mocked. A
lot of people had Ruggs mocked because
not talking about Arnett. But no one had Arnett mocked at 19.
Actually, a couple people did, but nobody took that seriously. But yeah,
it's like saying the world's going to end in 2020. Okay,
I think the other thing is though, the people that did have Arnett
didn't have
was not because. The other
Chiefs maybe
was not. He was not the third corner selected, right?
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, there was a run on corners. There was 6 corners in the first round, and Arnett was the 5th or 6th one type of situation.
Which, by the way, there were about 5 or 6 corners taken in the first round.
Yeah, there were
more than receivers, which is kind of shocking.
But there's still some corners in the second round that could push for starting positions right away.
Like Delpit, how did Delpit fall out of the first round?
He's tackling. Like we've been talking about in his ankle. But you got to figure he's got to be one of the first people called.
If you have a bum ankle
tomorrow,
easily the Colts probably, or even the Bengals. But if you have a bum ankle, and people are judging you, and they don't realize your ankle was messed up since Hell Week, can they really say you're a bad tackler when you had 100 tackles? 5 sacks, 5 picks your true sophomore year? Was I a bad tackler then? I'm a bad tackler now because I had a bum ankle my whole junior year. Like, you see how that makes no sense?
Well, I didn't see anybody who had love to the Packers. I didn't see that.
I saw them getting a quarterback.
I didn't see anybody.
I thought Eason maybe.
I didn't see the Texas Tech linebacker going into the first round. So I don't know if it's because
other than Mahomes, I can't name a Texas Tech guy.
So I don't know. So I don't know if it's because like
Seattle
the media didn't have the access to find that out, or if everyone was just kind of doing their own thing. And
Seattle knows. Seattle does
knew.
things. Remember when Seattle took Bobby Wagner and everybody was like, why the hell did they take this guy?
Yeah, but then you see all their offensive line picks, and
they probably didn't want to go offensive line and risk it.
They
didn't want to jinx themselves. They're like, well, if we take him in the second round, like what if they wanted Ezra Cleveland and they chose not to take him?
But yeah, speaking of the second round, the Rams have a couple picks. They didn't make a pick in the first round. I thought
Rams gonna probably get J.K. Dobbins or Taylor.
Well, they have the running backs. The running back position is still right for them. The interior lineman is still right for them. No tight ends have gone. They have 2 third-round picks too, I think, right? Yeah. Or no, that's the Chargers. I'm sorry.
Chargers traded their second and third-round picks to get a first.
But they had 2. No. Did they? One of them had 2 second and third-round picks.
Nah, they don't have like a 5th-round pick or something like that.
Hold on.
Because I was just looking at it.
Man, I've been looking at mock drafts so much this past 2 weeks.
No, the Chargers gave up the 37th overall and 71st overall pick. They have a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. The Raiders, on the other hand, have 3/3, a 4th, and a 5th. 80, yeah. Now, Arizona doesn't have a second-round pick because they got DeAndre Hopkins, and honestly, that's not bad.
Okay. It's the Hawks with 2 seconds and 2/3. No.
Seahawks?
Fuck. No, they have 2 seconds. Oh, no, man. I'm tired.
Seattle definitely has multiple picks tomorrow in the second round.
But, yeah, so, I mean, the Rams board, the point is the Rams board is wide open. No tight ends have gone. There's still quite a few interior linemen. Running backs, as you said, are pretty much untouched. So,
which is shocking and disrespectful.
Which way do you think they're going to go?
There's going to be a run on running backs and receivers in the second round. And a little bit of tackles.
Yeah, they do have 2 seconds and thirds. God damn it. Why you make me second guess myself?
The Rams or the Chargers?
The Rams have 2 seconds and 2 thirds.
Oh, yeah, I said that. I was like, yeah, the Rams do. The Chargers
Yeah.
do. No, you're good.
And I actually had them taking Arnett with the 57th.
I just don't.
Which actually would have been a good value for him.
I just don't believe in
that would have been a steal.
Corners who run 4.6s. I don't care if you gave up no touchdowns.
Unless they went to Utah. Then you'll move, or Iowa, and then you'll move them to safety.
Yeah, they're a nickel. Like, you can't see this because y'all not, like, in the room, but I said that with a dead-ass straight face, and I really mean it. You can't be my starting corner if you run a 4.6. Unless you're Sherman, and even then, I would want to move him to free safety. Sorry, slow corners, slow feet don't eat. I'm sorry. Slow feet don't eat. In college, high school, you can get away with running a 4.6. Why? Because you can always just out-technique someone to death in high school and college. NFL, I'm not putting Richard Sherman on Tyreek Hill ever unless there's safety help. And even if there's safety help, that still not might be enough. So, yeah, speed kills, and that's why I have no problem with Ruggs, because I think, as I told Jordan off the air, he's more of I think he's a better receiver than Ted Ginn was, obviously, and still a great playmaker. He has like some Percy Harvin to him, where it's like they're not going to regret this pick. Ruggs, at least. And now it adds a whole new dimension to that Raider offense. I would just stockpile weapons around Carr. And if he fails, hey, you trade him and try to get somebody else. Or you bring in a Cam Newton. I don't know what you do. But if you're going to be all in with Carr, then you need to like smother him to death with receivers and running backs so he has no more excuses. Because you fixed the offensive line when it didn't kind of really need to be fixed. You're trying to ship Gabe Jackson. I could see Gabe Jackson probably getting moved for a second-round pick. They probably going to give up a third-round pick to do it. But I don't know. I think there's going to be some pretty crazy trades from T